All right, these are the notes and the PowerPoint for for the transitions math class, section 9.1. Just going over this. The first thing we're going to do, we'll probably do 2 assignments with this. The first thing is we're going to do an online, just a online quick assignment, and it's explained on Moodle. The second thing we'll probably do with this is we'll probably do the actual assignment at the end of this, but we'll talk about that, or I'll send that out when the time comes. So on this chapter, for this chapter, the start is purchasing a new vehicle. That's the very first thing. Later on we'll talk about purchasing used vehicles and different things that come into play, dealer's cost and all the other things. So we're going to be computing sticker price of a new vehicle. With a new vehicle, there's 3 basic things that go into the sticker price. The sticker, first of all, the sticker price is the total cost of a new vehicle, and the 3 things that includes is the base price, the options that the car has, and a destination charge, which is a charge that a dealership puts on there for them bringing the vehicle to their place. And I think earlier this year we talked a little bit about that destination charge being added in there. So the sticker price is all that stuff added in together. And there's probably, those are the 3 basic things. There's probably some other fees that if you go out and you buy a new car, you'll see when you get your bill, it'll have other itemized fees that are added on there. Some fees that are normal are like taxes and title. They have to put the title in your name. That means they have to get it notarized and ship it to whatever government agency needs it, and so on, to let them know that that's your car. So there's other fees that go into that too, but the 3 basic ones that we're dealing with are going to be base price, the options that the car has on it, and the destination charge. The base price. Base price is also called the MSRP, which is the manufacturer suggested retail price. So that's what the manufacturer says that they ought to sell the car for. So that's what Chevy or Ford or Honda or whoever says, hey, this car ought to be sold for this much. That's the MSRP, that's the base price. Normally that's just engine, chassis, and any other standard equipment. And when you're talking about standard equipment, that could be, sometimes you think something is standard, but it's actually not. It's actually going to end up being an option. And it's not as bad now as it was maybe 40 or 50 years ago. 40 or 50 years ago, there was a lot of things that now come standard on cars that didn't come standard on cars back then. Air conditioning wasn't, that was always an option on a car. Now it's pretty much, even though they might list it as an option, now it's probably just about on most every car that you see produced. Options are extra equipment on a vehicle for convenience, safety, or appearance. Some of the normal options are like special wheels. You might get some kind of chrome wheel or something like that for appearance. Convenience, that's where I'm talking like the AC, having different, having air conditioning isn't always considered a standard thing on most cars, even though it is on most cars, most every car now that's produced. Sunroofs, an option. Air conditioning, again, an option. Tinted glass might be an option. All these things are extra things added on there that add to the total charge or the total price. If you go out and you go to a car dealership and you look on the window, and it'll give you like the MSRP, and then it'll give you the actual price of the car, and then it usually has a list of, it'll tell other things too, it tells gas mileage and all that stuff, but it'll usually have a list of options. If you look down through those, on some of them, it'll say just different things. You'd have to read some of them to make sure. Again, a lot of things when I was growing up that are considered just normal now were options back then, like power brakes. First 2 or 3 vehicles I owned didn't have power brakes on it. Alright, so power brakes, most of you now probably don't even know what a car feels like that didn't have power brakes. If you've ever driven an old tractor or something, they probably don't have power brakes on it, and it's harder. The brakes are manual, and it's harder for the automobile to stop. So that's one of the things that's could be an option that they're adding on there. But if some of these, if you look at them, if you go out and you look at a sticker on car windows out at some dealership, then you're going to think, why is that an option? Every car has that. AM, FM radios and different things that you're used to seeing on a car all the time right now, they may still consider as an option, and that gets added into the total overall price. Destination charge. Destination charge is what, and it's sort of like a fee that the car dealership charges you for that vehicle being shipped from the factory to the dealer. All right, so the factory charges the dealer so much money per car to ship those cars to them. And then, of course, the dealer's not going to pay that fee. They're going to ship it on to the person buying the car. So they're going to ship it on to the buyer. So that's just another thing that they charge you. It's on there. This, on the paper, on the worksheet that I'm going to have you do, destination charge might be hard to find, but try, if you look, whatever dealership you go to online, you look closely at it and try to figure out what are the charges. You might type in somewhere for that dealership, what are the extra charges or what are the charges on the car, and it'll show you, or if you can figure out a list, if you can find somewhere on there where they list all the possible or all the charges that they're going to have on that car if you buy it, that's where the destination charge would show up. A lot of times a destination charge is $500, $600, $700. I'm not sure what it is now, but again, that's just the cost that the factory, they charge the dealer and then the dealer, instead of them losing that $500 or $600, they ship the cost onto whoever buys the car. The formula that we're going to use when we get to that point, you're not going to need this for the first assignment that we're going to do with this stuff. You're just going to get online, and I'll explain that here in a couple minutes. The sticker price, your sticker price, whatever the price of the car actually is going to be the base price plus the cost of all the options. So, you know, one kind of option might be an automatic transmission. And if you have an automatic transmission, they might charge you, that's an option. They may charge you $700 or $800 or something extra for that. Tinted windows might be another option. That might be, you know, $500 or $600. Power windows might be an option. So on, so on, so on. So all those options cost all. So you got to add up all those options a lot of times to get all the total cost of all of them together. And then your destination charge, again, that's the charge that the factory charges the dealership for shipping them the car. And this, again, going back to this destination charge, sometimes you'll go to a dealership and maybe they don't have the car that you want, and then they will go out and look for it at other dealers who they work with or at the factory or wherever. And then I can understand them charging you this destination charge because they're going out and they're having it shipped up there special for you. But this destination charge is charged to you on most all vehicles, most all new vehicles. So if you go out and you go to Richmond and you go to buy a car at a dealership and they don't have, you want a gray, you want your car to be gray, and they don't have a gray, they have black, they have blue, they have red, whatever, but they don't have the gray that you want, well, they'll look around and they might be able to find you that gray car, but they're going to charge you another fee for locating that car and for getting it shipped to their thing. So that's actually on top of just the destination charge, which is charged on most every new car. All right, the assignment, the first assignment that you're going to do is you're just going to get online, look up a dealership, and there's a worksheet on Moodle. And you're going to find 2 cars, and you're going to fill out the worksheet. And the worksheet just asks you basic things about the car, so you're going to look at the online for the cars, and it's best if you can find a website that actually has sort of the sticker that would be in the window of a car when you go to look at it, that tells the gas mileage and all the options. That's going to make things easier on you, and a lot of times they'll list all the different things that you're getting charged for. If you can find that on one of the websites, that's going to make filling out this worksheet a whole lot easier. But all you're going to do is you're going to find 2 cars, and you're going to fill in the worksheet. It's going to ask you, you know, what's the base price? What's what kind of options does it have? What's the destination charge? And so on, so on, so on. You'll see the worksheet. It's on Moodle. You just get it. I'll probably make another video for the next assignment, and that's where we'll do this. But I'll probably make a new video, and I'll maybe do a couple of the problems to show you basically how to do them, and then this will probably be the second assignment. If you have any questions, make sure you contact me, email me, text me, whatever.